It's the Crypt Keeper.
And Sierra 265.
Well, on my little hiatus out in the desert country and finding myself and all of that goodness, what's been going on here lately, Sierra 265?
I mean, making it sound like you don't watch the videos and shit, but just got together with Henry. We started playing some Halo. Sticking to the Halo theme. So I did want to share that if anybody's seen that footage or has wondered what it's like to have two goofballs playing a wonderful game, you should check those videos out.
Balls.
Yeah, they're probably going to be some point in the link in the screen. If this was a video, I'd be pointing. Probably not. So that's the plan that I was thinking of. Trying to keep the lulls and the what's the word?
We're talking about goofy balls still.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay,
I was
gotcha.
kind of gonna go with more jovial balls.
Jovial.
Yeah.
Like the kind they put on trucks?
Absolutely. The big hex-sized ones, that hanging off a chain.
Truck nuts.
Right. So do that. Keep the fun conversations going, and then try to up our upload game by having an upload of a game, and then see where we go from there. Hopefully the editing's gotten tolerable and not as bad as day one. But yeah. So how was your hiatus?
Well, the hiatus was brutal and quite frankly not worth it. Walking through the desert with no shoes on, no shirt, and only sunglasses to cover your crotch. Not the most fun I've ever had in my life, but I did it.
How did you find yourself in the desert in that particular situation?
It's a long story, and I don't think our viewers are drunk enough to go through the whole thing. But long story short, there I was, driving down the highway, and then I saw the sun peeking up over the hills. And I thought to myself, wow, that's a beautiful sun peeking up through the hills. So I went to go take a walk on said hills. My shoes started melting to the rocks. I decided to take them off. It was getting really hot, so I took all my clothes off. 3 miles later, I thought to myself, I should have taken those clothes and shoes with me and not just left them on the side of the path. That's where the sunglasses come in. You've got to be modest and decent, even when nobody's there to see you. But I did find myself
In the desert with a pair of sunglasses.
and sunburnt.
Wow.
But here I am,
All healed up and back.
back at it
into
again with the
society.
white vans.
Damn. Blank. Looks like you've been hanging out with Red a little too much, man. You're going too far away from society, so.
It's funny that you'd mention him because I was just thinking that when you asked, how did you find yourself in that situation? I was like, well, it was kind of like how Red found himself in the situation that he was in when we found him in the wilderness, just cold and alone, and wearing a loincloth made of newspaper, and picking the bones clean of a dead squirrel.
That's cute. It's cute. Well, I'm glad to have you with us, and hopefully Red is domesticating himself surprisingly well. He's not with us today, as you guys can tell. There's no long pauses or deep meditative breaths, if you will.
Last I heard, he was taking over the global commerce business.
Good for him. I'm proud of him. He's advancing real quick.
He is.
But I did want to cover something that's rather recent for us. Many people out there might be familiar with Springfield Armory, if you will.
The gun makers.
Yes. And recently I've been finding myself comparing an XD. You might be familiar with the XDM, if you will, to some of the Walther line guns, like the PPQ and even the PDP.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now that during these times, gun shows are starting to become more prevalent and more available. More like the current pandemic is becoming such a normal that things are starting to standardize, whatever that word will be.
Let's face it, people are starting to live their lives like the pandemic never happened. We're trying to get back to a sense of normalcy. If normalcy means $1.25 a round for 9mm defensive.
Was that the price of 9mm or 223?
For the jacketed hollow point 9mm, $1.25 a round.
That sucks.
At gun shows, where they like to fist you whenever possible, and they've never heard of lube or even Vaseline.
Or a pillow. Hell, not even a radiator in the basement.
I can't remember the last time somebody was nice enough to use a pillow on me while they were... But I rest my case.
That's people. Just in case, folks, you weren't able to see what he was doing, he was counting like a horse.
It's funny that you would mention a horse.
Why is that?
I needed to go talk to a man about a horse.
How'd that conversation go? Is that related to your desert hiatus?
I haven't talked to him yet.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But going back to the comparison from earlier, I may have mentioned to you that the Walther PDP comes in 5-inch. There is a full-size Walther, and I thought 4.5 was good. I want the whole 5.
Well, what's it in terms of girth?
I'm sure there's a measurement somewhere in there, but it's still a double stack. So
so girly.
Yeah.
A lot of people have a misconception on how big 5 inches really is.
Just below average?
Just below average.
Right. But no, we're probably looking more at a width of 1.34 inches.
That is acceptable. It sounds comfortable, actually.
It was very comfortable. Now, it's nothing like the 19-in-1 of the XDM. This is just more of a standard 18-in-1, I guess. So, I mean, it's just a round short. But it does sound a lot nicer when you hear, oh yeah, it's 19-in-1. It's like, wow, 20 off the bat.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. How did the sensitive part of the Walther feel when you lightly pressed your finger against it and a little
It almost just slipped the round right out.
Slipped it right out.
Yeah. I like it, man. I've been a diehard fan of the P99 and never got one. And then I blinked twice and I come to realize the gun's over 30 years old. It's time for me to finally accept and look at the next thing. And, you know, just like Kawasaki, man, that Walther just calls out to me. And
Thought you were going a completely different direction there, and we're gonna confess how fucking old you are. But okay.
actually, I'm about as old, a little bit older than the P99.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
Is that German?
yes.
Hmm.
You got a problem?
Springfield is Croatian.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
What other brands do you know where their origins from? What's American?
Are we talking about manufactured in America,
Manufactured,
or the name is American?
I know
but it's made in
Remington.
China.
Ooh, that's a good point. Let's just go with made in the US.
Well, our dear viewers, if you heard that, it was crickets in the background.
Ooh, Remington.
Remington doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, what?
They went bankrupt.
No, they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
They did not.
Mm-hmm.
When did this happen?
Not too long ago.
Bro.
They might have been bought by somebody.
Oh God, I hope they're not making stuff in out of overseas here. Are you sure, dude? I'm offended by hearing that.
I looked into it not too long ago.
That's heartbreaking. So much for my one example.
In fact, I was looking it up with Red. He was the one that informed me that they were sold, and I fact-checked them as I am wont to do. Anything I hear from anybody that comes from the wilderness.
Round Hill Group LLC.
But what firearm manufacturer does manufacture in America?
I mean, it's a phenomenal question, but
Kimber 1911s, maybe made in America. They're priced like they're made in America.
Oh man.
Is Bolivia in South America? Or is that Central America?
That's a geography question. Could I pass or call a phone a friend?
No, but you can poll the audience.
Audience? Leave it in the comments. Let us know if Bolivia's in South America or Central America. And we're looking for the country, not the city or county. We're looking for the country of Bolivia.
The country.
Okay.
Where if you're living there, you are considered a Bolivian, and you like to do Bolivian things, and eat Bolivian food, and marry Bolivian women, and have Bolivian children,
Okay.
and like to proclaim that you're from Bolivia.
Well, while we give you guys some time to type out those answers, I do want to bring this back to Remington, Ruger, Mossberg, Browning, Colt, Savage Arms, Springfield, Armory. Why are they on here?
But are they manufactured in the US of A? Or are they an American company but manufacture elsewhere?
Man, thank God we're not like a gun-based channel, because feel free to fact check me. I think I've said it in a different video. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. Yeah, I try not to research ahead of time, so kind of.
Well, with the amount of times the audiences have to take your words with a grain of salt, I think that the amount of salt is probably competing with the amount of salt in the Dead Sea.
Massachusetts, Springfield began its manufacturing at one point in Massachusetts.
That's interesting because on the gun itself it says
Not made in America.
made in Croatia.
Of course, the current Armory doesn't manufacture muskets. Must have been a big thing back in the day. Am I right, 76ers?
Yeah. Yeah. Not the basketball team.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I'll look into it. If anybody does make any hateful comments regarding this point of the conversation, I'll just obviously state that I educated myself from this recording to the upload to the reading of the comment. So I feel like it's a fair cop-out.
Wait, which part? Are we like firearms in general, or?
I'm pretty sure that 9 out of the 10 things that I've stated so far that's topic specific may be wrong or partially correct. So there's always room for improvement.
I'm not sure if I can truthfully say I was listening to everything you said.
Now you know what it's like to be a day in my shoes, brother.
Well, you don't listen to yourself either?
Have you heard how much I run my mouth?
Yes. You could say that it would drive somebody to walk out into the desert with no clothes on.
You bastard, don't blame me for your adventures. Oh, you rat bastard, you.
Well, I guess we'll have to continue looking up our firearm subject and re-educate ourselves on actual firearms manufactured in the USA so we can be better informed when we start talking shit about guns.
Unless we're specifically talking shit for the shit-talking purposes, which uneducation is okay at that point.
I don't know, that sounds like a lot of shit.
You're finally picking up what I'm putting down.
Audience, you're going to need to bring a shovel for the next one. But with that in mind, this is the Crypt Keeper.
And Sierra 265.
Signing out. Peace.